Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're going to be watching this live show. Welcome back, everybody. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Michigan. I hope everybody gets some sun today to uplift our spirits, although we should already be uplifted. But sun definitely helps. Welcome, everyone, to another unexpected live video that is almost expected at this point. So this video, guys, I want to dedicate to something very important. We did touch briefly on the topic of self-reflection, and I have to say that there is definitely not a better time than now to take a critical look at your goals, at your visions, and answer and ask yourself some honest questions, and see if your desires and what's actually work for you is not in a contradiction. And I'm gonna explain what I mean. I need to drink some water right now. Oh, hi everyone. I had those cashews and they now hard to speak. Hi. Right. Thirsty, that's right. Very thirsty. Welcome everyone. So, the point of today is we're going to discuss certain questions that it's really important to ask yourself, and I'm going to give you an example. Sometimes things that we want and things that we need, completely different things. Who can agree with me here? Things that we think we want, things that, possibly, working for this person, that person. Sometimes we think that we want those things too because maybe they are advertised, maybe they look good, but it is so extremely important to have this individual approach to your own life, to your own needs. Right now, we actually talking about relationships. We all taking a break, uh, we all taking a break, at least in a physical relationships, unless you are married and living with somebody. If you just seeing somebody, dating somebody, or have you are in a long distance, your plans are postponed a little bit, and also you're taking physical break, which is no fun. But sometimes, sometimes we have to do this. Yes, there is a good time to step back, but I do not offer you endlessly going through your thoughts and just, regurgitate same old. No. Because I work with people behind the scenes, of course, there is some things that I noticed all the time. People tell me that they ask me, okay, Veronica, is it possible for me? I am approaching 60, I want still to have children. Is it possible for me to meet somebody of childbearing age? And here is the question. Is it a question of possible, or is it a question of do you really need that? Here is the thing. You guys, all of you who want to have child around 60 years old, call those friends or neighbors who now have full house of kids on quarantine and ask how they are feeling. You have to have sometimes a reality check between your desires and what is actually good for you. It's not about possible or impossible. It's a question about, do you really need this? Are you sure that that's what you need? Also, are you sure that that is a type of woman that you need? And yeah, just because something could be possible, it doesn't make it right. I think that's what you were trying to say, Mark. Just because something is possible, it does not make it right. You don't know sometimes what you're signing for. Trust me. I don't know about you guys. I'm not having any kids when I'm 60, and I'm not raising any grandchildren. I'm out. If I'm still alive, I'm traveling, I'm climbing the mountains, I'm chilling somewhere on the beach. Nope. I see you on Skype. Not doing that, man. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. There are things worse than coronavirus. And that is when you have to get up every 5 minutes at night and go to the hospital and do all kinds of things. No. So, I'm going to give you a very feminine example, but I hope you can apply it. We're not just talking about, certain practical things, but we also talking about personality types, okay? All right. As a woman, I often go and I, love changing styles. If you didn't know that, I also have a shop where I have like retro clothing, and mostly I have furs and glamorous things. I like trying different looks, different hair, makeup, and all of that. So I want to tell you something, and I really want you to apply. Not the makeup, not the dresses, not the furs, but I want you to apply something to your thinking. Sometimes when I shop online or I go to the store, I see some styles or colors or models of clothing or accessories that I absolutely admire. I think they are beautiful, but I also know that they are not for my type. They are not for my shade of skin color. Do not they are not good for the style of life I have, blah blah blah. I love it and I adore it and it's gorgeous, but I know first of all it just does not fit me. And maybe it's just not in not a not a fit. It's like, for example, I'm gonna put this example. I do not look very good in the color yellow. I absolutely think yellow, this bright sunny yellow, unless it's like with black together, I cannot wear yellow because my skin is too pale or porcelain. Excuse me, kind of porcelain. So I cannot. It's just not a very flattering color, but it looks amazing on people with darker skin. Like what it is, lavender or bright yellow or very pale pink. It looks amazing on ladies with a more tan, darker skin. It doesn't make any of us prettier, but there is something that goes natural. There is something that pops up your features. There is something you feel comfortable. There is something you're gonna wear it. You're gonna feel like $1,000,000 when you put it on. So you have to look, is this beautiful woman that you just saw online, is first of all, how much Photoshop is on that picture? Number one. Number two, do you really think that her dream is to live with a middle-aged man somewhere in the middle of nowhere? People, and I'm not against middle-aged men. I think actually men by middle age, they become the men we really wanted when you guys were 25. The qualities and confidence and just the care you can give a woman at that time, starting 50, a lot of you are right now the men we wanted to have when we were 20. When we were dating and getting married in our 20s, we wanted to have a guy like the men that you become right now. So there is nothing wrong. But when you go on Instagram and you spy on some ladies and you're like, oh my god, she's just a dream. And this applies, let's just make it clear, it really applies to any category of guys. I had a guy join Patreon account, and he was head over heels about one girl on Instagram. And just trying to help you, I have to say the truth. I think he was very young himself and, good looking guy. But I told him, listen, this girl, she's not making pictures for some Carlos or Juan somewhere in Guatemala or Mexico who have an average job. I just have to tell you this. This is the bait for you to have your dreams, to have your visions, but you should always try to put yourself in that picture. Does this match your real lifestyle? Are you ready to Mark Mark is saying she might be your dream, but doubtful that you are her dream. Exactly. And the thing is, I don't think anybody is her dream, because the people on Instagram, the girls on Instagram or the girls on the websites, they often do not particularly having any men than any men. Sorry guys, this water is any man in mind. What they do, they create an image over dream, of a dream girl. You know how many men think that they are their dream girl? Do you know how many men think that these women that you are crazy about, how many men think that this is their girlfriend or their dream girl? I'm getting my glasses off so you can see this. You can see this fire. And this applies to any kind of situation. This applies to women you meet in person. This applies to ladies you meet online. They are trying to create a particular image that you will fall in love with. But if you are smart, you can read every person, every one of us right now in this virtual room, give message, the way we speak, the way we laugh, the way we present ourselves, anything we're doing, there is a message behind it. I can give you an uplifting message. You can probably see, those of you who worrying of my who worrying about my sad eyes. You can find my PayPal link below. I keep, getting the messages about my sad eyes, but those of you who are smart can see that today is a sunny day in Michigan because I have this extra boost of energy. All of us, when you wake up in the morning, you choose: are you going to be wearing your sweats? Are you going to be going out? Are you going to be going out outside? I know Mark is working at home because Mark has online resale business, which I do as well. And even though you guys are taking all of my time lately, but Mark can choose whether he listing those items. He can choose to take a shower, put nice clothes on, and be in a business mode and get those listings together and get paid and get shipped and do all these things. You have a message even to yourself, even when you're one person in the room and nobody else will see you. You even give the message to yourself. Am I lazy today? Am I half asleep? Or am I present to the max? Am I going to do my tasks? Am I going to be on top of things? No matter what's going on. I feel like some of us who have been having a home office or having an online business, who has experience to work from home, the coronavirus doesn't make as much of a difference because we have non-negotiable routines and they are ingrained, and we have that message inside of us that we are on the grind. It's rain, it's snow, it's major collapse, apocalypse, we're still gonna put ourselves together and do it. So when you go, I want you to understand this, coming back to our topic, when you go on the dating websites, when you go on Instagram, when you meet women in person, the ways they dress, the ways they talk, the ways they present themselves, it's their message. I had a client who unfortunately was too much carried away with a girl who actually was, the Instagram girl. They met in person, and actually I have several clients now when I think about it. And her presence, if you look at her every picture, it's, and I'm a woman, as you can see, I love my earrings, I love my clothes, but I cannot force myself to do Instagram, even though I should, because people looking for information. But if you look at her pictures, every single picture of her tells, I am the queen, I'm special, I'm beautiful, I want to be on TV. And she is gorgeous. Her picture, make me stop in my tracks. I'm like, whoa, who is that? But do you see the difference between a lady who do you think that the woman that really wants to be a wife and live in a small town, have a peaceful life, do you really think that she would be posting pictures on Instagram in her underwear and, showing all kinds of angles of her curves and doing a ton of selfies? I think this ton of selfies is just, I hate these pictures. Yes, I mean, we all do them sometimes for fun, but somebody who takes selfies all day, uh, I don't think that they are looking to give care to somebody. I think they're looking to get attention from somebody. What do you guys think? It's so important to be with somebody who has same values, same ideas, and who is naturally a good match. Our lifestyles are pretty different. I told you guys, gentlemen and ladies, if you're watching, before that, when I came to United States, more than 10 years ago now, I was, at first, I had a total cultural shock. I was in total shock. Well, I live in a small town in Michigan, not too far from several bigger towns and capital, but I could not believe that people go out the way they woke up, they go out. So I felt extremely strange because people would turn their heads and make comments, ask me whether I'm going to a wedding on a Tuesday. It would be a Tuesday or Wednesday. They're like, you look nice. Are you going to a wedding? And it was kind of frustrating how casual things had become. As people who grew up in Eastern Europe, we do have a sense of, we have certain taste for things. We also have certain sense of aesthetics. We usually do not show up ugly. We usually do not roll out the bed and go out. I mean, not that I would know of. So it was very uncomfortable. And then it was very depressing. So do you think that the woman that is completely focused on showing her to the world, and it's not even her business, it's not even her actual business, some of you say, wow, what a hypocrisy, because I post once in a while I post the pictures, modeling the furs and things for my store, but this is my business. I did have some people reach out to me and say weird things, but this is my business, and I don't care. You don't have to look at it. It has a purpose. So your question that you need to ask yourself, what is the purpose of this lady doing certain things? What is the purpose of her sending the man she barely knows pictures in her underwear? What is the purpose of that? Um what do you think behind this? No, it's not a Ukrainian culture to send provocative pictures to the people you don't know. It's actually quite the opposite. It's quite conservative this way. So you do have to ask yourself questions. I do understand, dear friends, I do understand the attraction to, good looking women, but good looking can be in an elegant way, in a tasteful way, but it could be in a very vulgar way when you desperately try to get attention of a man with a certain goal. So this is a time, my dear friends, to ask yourself, what do you really want? But also what is actually good for you. A lot of times I meet just, normal everyday men through my services that just want to have a wife and a child. But then when they send me the pictures of the women, they things they're talking to, it puts me in a total shock, because the whole message of this person tells you that I'm here for some benefits, and this is not, the benefit is not moving to rural area and living with with an average man. Doesn't even matter your age at this point. Actually, you have to ask yourself these questions. Let me tell you, not everything is we want and desire is good for us. I am experienced enough to tell you that for sure, that not everything we want, not everyone, um, not everything we want is good for us. Um, Definitely not. It's quite the opposite. Most things that we are tempted for, it's same as going to the store with a variety of different sweets and treats, and we want a lot of sweets and treats, but the question is, are those sweets and treats really good for you? Should you put yourself in tempting places? So, but be very serious about this, I want to say this. Take a piece of paper and ask yourself questions. What am I looking at? Who am I talking to right now? And what are the chances that this actually will work? What are the chances that, the girl from the big city that walks every day in high heels really wants me, just an average good man who is living in the middle of nowhere in US? Or should I actually plan, save some money, and find a normal woman that is a normal looking woman? I want to tell you, when you come to Ukraine, you will see a lot of pretty and lovely women, but a lot of them will look a lot more normal. And I don't know if Mark is still here. I don't know if Mark would agree with me, but I feel like there is a lot of more normal and feminine women. They are not perfect. They're not photoshopped, and they actually are on the same page with you. They are normal looking, and they also look for companionship, and they look to for sharing their visions and their values with somebody. I cannot stress that enough, how important it is to ask yourself, does this lady I'm talking to and spending all this money on, does she have the same values that I do? Does she have the same values that I do? I am not suggesting you to, to look for women you are not attracted to, but I am suggesting you and encourage you to look for a match. Look somebody who is very similar um, to you, who is a female version of you, basically. Because at certain time in life, you are done with, jumping from here to there, and you just want to have peace, and you want to have confidence, and you want to just have a joyful time when you don't have to worry about this. Hi, everybody. You have to compare what you think you want, what you actually can afford, and what is good for you. Three things. What do you think you want? Can you afford it? What can you afford? And what is good for you? If you are, somewhere, you've been married before, or you never been married, and you are approaching the time in life where it's, you just really want to have a companion at some point. It's normal. We all going through changes and things in life, but you have to ask yourself, so if you want to have a companionship, isn't it important that your companion um, is looking a very certain way. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, you can have your preferences, but once again, if you want to have somebody to talk to, you need to be able to talk with them. You need to be able to actually have that experience so you can see through. I'm not saying that all the bright, beautiful, stunning women are not compatible with you. I'm not saying that. But a lot of you think that some magic will happen, and that woman that spent all of her time on Instagram will say, you know what? This this Joe guy is really my dream. You also need to understand that a lot of these women who are popular, they have a lot of guys who reach out to them, and um, they have different goals. And another very important moment is you want to be a harmonious couple. You know, when you are going out with somebody, or you are at home, you have this harmony. Harmony does not mean ideal. Harmony does not mean perfect. Harmony does not mean, oh, we never have a disagreement. No. But you're just together. So if you quarantine with that woman, she is not somewhere in another room or in the car because she can't stand you and she cannot go shopping right now. She is with you, cuddling with you on the couch, and making dinner with you and talking with you. I had a friend calling me, and she said, oh boy, I'm so glad I got my divorce before the quarantine. She said I would go insane. It was just she was like, sure, glad I got the divorce before the quarantine. So you want to feel comfortable with a person in a confined, closed space, when it's just you and her and not so many other entertaining factors, or not factors, factors. When you can really talk, like I talk to you guys right now. I know you hear my message. I know you're listening. When you can really talk, when you know she got your back, when you know when you are in pain, she's gonna go to the pharmacy and get you the medication, whatever you need. It's really important to be comfortable in a closed space. And of course, when you go out, uh, do you understand that most women are also embarrassed to go out because with the men who are just, let's just say, looking a lot different. I'll put it like that. They will not tell you this, but they will avoid to go out with you. They will also postpone or delete, not delete, but cancel meeting with your parents. Well, not with your parents, with your parents and friends. Because it is so. Okay, I want to tell you something. In Ukraine, in post-USSR, in late 90s and early 2000s, there was a big trend. Men who suddenly became rich divorced all their wives and married or have young mistresses, and they would go out with these women. And so there is a major stigma also when you see extremely good looking woman, or just beautiful attractive woman, and an older gentleman. There is a presumption or assumption that this is some kind of escort kind of situation. So a lot of women, they would be embarrassed to be judged, and all of that stuff. So guys, what I'm trying to say is look for a match. The less difference there is between you and her, the more successful is going to be. Once again, the less differences in your values, in the age gap, in your views, the more interests you have, the more things in common you have. The question, if you can answer, if you are on quarantine and you can spend time with this lady, she loves to read, you love to read, you love to work in the yard, she loves to work in the yard, you like particular shows, she loves the shows. You like to go to listen classical music, she loves it too. Maybe you are a country guy and you like your ranch. She's from, she has a ranch kind of similar in Ukraine. The more in common you have, the better it's going to be. And I know they all give hope to men in agencies and stuff like and things like that. But I live in Michigan, and I know a lot of men. We're gonna talk about this today. I'm not gonna go into details because it's kind of personal, but I'm gonna share about the friends I have and their stories, and how difficult it really is when you don't have much in common. And in the long term, you will lose if you're not looking for a real person that you can really connect with. Even imagine tomorrow she got coronavirus and her looks are gone. Okay, have this test. Oh, she's such a nice person. Okay, if she's such a nice person, imagine tomorrow she looks nothing like she looks today. She got coronavirus, she's alive, but her beauty is gone. She is now not attractive or not as attractive. Will you still be happy? Or if she will become disabled, would you still stay with her? If the answer is no, you are looking at the wrong place, because when you find your person truly, you don't care what happens. I tell you this from my heart, that when you connecting with a person that you are meant to be, you don't care what happens. Sometimes you even divorce them, but you still love them. You still care about them with all your heart. Sometimes they get sick. Sometimes they lose their job. Sometimes there are circumstances you forgive them just because sometimes they become physically, there are certain issues or aftermath after certain conditions or disease, but you still deeply love them. That's what happens when you meet the real person. The real person, meaning that somebody that is your best friend, that is your absolutely best friend. Of course, there are exceptions from every rule, but there is a reason why they are exceptions. And I really want you to look at the picture as a whole. Don't just look at this as but there are so many. Listen to me. You really want to have the test and think, why am I sitting or hanging on these websites when the woman I want to meet, I want you to know and understand, I don't know, English classic literature, or I want her to be a traveler, or I want her to be a dancer, or a teacher, or whatever that is. If you do not have those common grounds, and when you anyway, I feel that unless you answer these questions honestly to you, I cannot help you. You have to answer these questions between what what you want, what do you think you want, what is actually good for you, and are you capable of taking responsibility? There is a big difference. Maybe you want to date a movie star. You can want it, but even if that would happen, would that really be a good idea? you know I'm gonna read some of your comments. Thank you guys for commenting. Mark is saying, I feel bad for people who can't go to work. I'm lucky because my work is at home. That's right. That is another question. So if Mark would have somebody, if you have to take care of a family, whether it is coronavirus or apocalypse, You can still take care of her. That is another question. Can I actually provide? Oh my gosh, son, guys, can I actually provide for my lady, or do I have to go to work outside of the house and I don't have enough of funds? That's another question. If you want to have the eye candy girl, if your income gets shut down, do you have enough of things, enough of savings? Do you have toilet paper? Do you have toothpaste? Do you have Clorox wipes? Do you have sanitizer? Do you have those things ready to go? You have to stock up. What do you have? Yes, as women, we are material. We are. Because if you are after, so-called gorgeous women, guess what? I have a secret for you. This gorgeous is not free. All right? I posted today on Facebook that, you know, women with, with overgrown roots and broken nails and brows out of control because we cannot go to the salon right now are scarier than coronavirus. I had another really funny meme. I'll post it on Patreon too today. I was thinking today about that's nice when you have hands and you can take care of your beauty while everything is closed. So if I come here one time looking like a man, you know what's happening. Apocalypse goes full speed. And Mark is also saying, yes, many normal, regular looking women, still beautiful, not flashy or overdone. Personally, I like that because you can see what you are really getting. Yeah, right. And you want to be with somebody who is a match. If you're a humble person, I've noticed one thing that amazed me in United States. It truly amazed me that a lot of very affluent people, a lot of very successful men, high achievers, they are so average. You would never spot them in a crowd. They do not flash. They're not trying to be, you know, the kings, but they are successful and very competent and confident men. So, but yet they're very humble. So if you are very humble, you want to find a woman that will respect all that hard work and hard labor that you had put to become who you are. And the one who will encourage you, not the ones who just look at your bank account. She'll be like, woo, that's a great shopping spree. You really want a woman that appreciate your hard work. You want a woman that appreciate you for who you are. So if one day, your stocks going down and your bank account is empty, she knows because something happens. Let's say apocalypse. She knows that you got something more important than money, and that is survival skills. You want somebody who deeply believe in you. You also want to be the man that is okay, to see her, with messy hair, with falling out nails. Because her value goes far beyond that what she looks like. Yes, of course you want to be attracted and all of that, but we have hard days too. I should go live sometimes on my hard days, so you will see that coronavirus is not the worst thing that can happen to you. We all have bad days. Yes, exactly. Somebody saying that every beautiful woman today will not look the same when she grows older. Marry the woman who you love and cherish her for life. Uh, please don't choose her for your young looks. Yeah, because guys, he looks. I'm telling you, she might get corona today. She's gonna look so different tomorrow. It's so true. Like I remember, when I was, oops, when I was in school, I had this one teacher. Um, he would always tell me something so interesting. He would always say, tell me how he said, Looks go away, hunger doesn't. He was encouraging us women to learn how to cook, how to be nourishing. And he said that about the looks go away and hunger doesn't. So I just also think that it's so nice to be with somebody that is compatible, inside and out. It's a good feeling. I had experienced that in my life. It feels amazing. It feels that you can just be you. You don't need to hold a certain face. You don't have to have a mask. Well, you could use a mask now, but you don't need to have a mask in your day. And it's very exhausting when you need to step on your tippy toes, and you can't do that for very long. It's really awesome to be with somebody you can be with together, without any makeup. I mean physical makeup, and makeup meaning wearing a mask on who you really are. It feels amazing when you can, if you can take your guards down, if she can take her guards down. It's just most amazing things. All of us need to have at least one person in our lives who we can be completely as we are. And it's normal that every single person, every one of us, have our vulnerable aspects. If you don't have anything vulnerable about you, you probably are dead. So, with that inspiring, um, observation, we're gonna be closing this chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Looking for the last comments. Yes, work on your expectations and check them with your reality. It's very similar to, if you are extremely poor, you cannot buy a piece of bread, but and you have opportunities, people offering you some work, or a job, but you're like, no, 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 I can only be hired by a billion-dollar company, or I can only be a CEO, but you don't have experience, you are not a match, your education, you cannot spell, you cannot speak, you showered a month ago, but no, 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 it's everybody else's fault. You are an undiscovered genius. You are, somebody that is so brilliant, but somehow nobody else can see. But you think you are a perfect match for the CEO high position. Instead of, try to grow yourself to the hey, if you are really successful, and you're not looking like this guy that just got coronavirus, and Harvey Weinstein. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but it's like he got 23 years in jail and coronavirus. If you look better than that guy, and you want nothing but an eye candy, if you can make as much money as he does, but you have to be looking better. I have to tell you honestly, you have to look a little bit better than this guy, because that is undoable. You have a chance. Hey, when you have confidence, when you raise yourself to that level, when you know what you're capable of, you don't have to worry about hunting for women. Women are gonna be hunting for you. I'm just saying. And doesn't matter which country. I'm always so inspiring. Weinstein. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to pronounce his name, Stan, because what if he's appearing in this chat? I'll fall from my chair. No, seriously, I afraid of him. He's starvation is not a bad idea. So, Those of you who are on my Patreon account, I will see you at 7 o'clock. I have to go right now and get some of that sunshine. I had some issues today with getting my camera on Zoom, but we definitely go. You can have camera, you can have voice. So for those of you who are on my Patreon account, I'd love to see you today at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna have time to about 7:45, 8 o'clock. If you come before me, if I'm stuck in the forest or something, just go ahead and start chatting and socializing. I am opening up these creative time, creative maybe, and social time. I want everybody to be able to socialize and have some support. And you can ask me some questions in private when we don't have trolls, when we don't have mean people, when we don't have unreasonable people that try to put everybody down. And that conversation will stay on Patreon, and unless I ask your permission, and stop. If I need to post something from our chat on Patreon, on Zoom, I will ask for your permission. So don't worry, whatever we talk about stays in the Zoom. Stop it. Breathe, breathe. I also don't think it could get any uglier than Weinstein. God forgive me for saying this. But hey, by the way, it's not true that women chase him. He is undoable. You know, we have this terms between girls, like you men have your terms. We have this term in Russian. It's called undoable. He is undoable. I don't care if he owns the whole world. You just can't. You can't. You can't. It's not gonna. It's too scary. I hope he's. Well, okay. Enough of gossip. I'm actually happy that he's gonna get what he deserves. I'm really happy because a lot of women been through this stuff. I am not an exception. It's absolutely awful and disgusting when this happens. So I'm really happy that he got the jail and coronavirus. So let's see what what he will end up with. Hopefully they did not free him from jail because of coronavirus. I don't know. I'm not really following him on Instagram, so I don't know. From Michigan with love, my dear friends. I hope this session was good. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you will ask these questions to yourself. The questions of comparing your desires to what you are capable with, to what you're compatible with, and find the middle ground when it's something that you will actually enjoy, somebody that you will actually enjoy, you will actually love, even though it may look different from your original idea that is misled greatly by the websites in the Instagram and things like that. So ask yourself these questions. You know, it's really, really important. A lot of men who tell me that they are looking for a classic traditional wife, and then they send me the pictures of the ladies that might even not be ladies they're talking to. I do have questions. So nobody else knows you better. Nobody else knows better what floats your boat. You know your preference. Try to be a little bit more realistic so your dreams could come true. You know. See you at 7, Mark. Awesome. Oh, it's gonna be on Patreon, Mark. You have to get on Patreon. You will see the link. Okay, some people tell me that link do not always work. So what you can do, you go on zoom.us, you put meeting ID and a password. And all this information is posted in a closed post, Patreons only. You can find the information. Link is on Patreon. Did link open, Stan? Did the link open? So, once again, if the link does not open, you go to www.zoom.us, you put a number, meeting ID, and you put a password. All of this information is posted on Patreon page. Okay, perfect. It works perfect. Okay, all right, guys. So, with that being said, from Michigan with love, I hope you enjoy this day. And I will see you in a couple of hours. Let's talk. I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So, looking forward to it, and I will see you soon. Thank you.